Area U, Archer, 94.9 The Urge, Haddonfield's home for rock.
I'm Willie the Kid, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Try anything and you're canceled, bro.
Oh, fuck.
So what's going on YouTube? Welcome to the JEFFMAN316 Pop Culture Reporter channel. I'm your host, as always, JEFFMAN316. And tonight we were going to do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 watch along. If anybody joins in periodically when I start, I'll let you know what point I'm at in the movie. I like this concept. Hopefully we'll get some people joining in. And one reason I like it is because obviously it gives me something to talk about in case we don't have a lot of live chatter going on in the comments. So somebody's already here. Looks like old Doug. Nice intro. Yeah, appreciate it. I downloaded a couple videos and sliced them together. So I figured that way people, if they watch this after the fact, they'll know what's going on. So I felt last time we had some people drop in and they didn't know we were doing a watch along. So I also put it at the bottom. So how you been doing? What's going on, man? I started looking around YouTube, and I thought it was cool because there's a couple movies that I don't know how people get away with it. I guess they just do it. They're bootlegging movies or whatever. I'm trying to think of something we could do if we don't do it next week or in the future. And I know the hot thing right now is Terrifier 2. And so there's somebody that's got a pretty good rip of All Hallows Eve, which is the anthology that introduced art. Well, the short films did, but they've got the short films included. And then the first Terrifier is on there. So I don't know, maybe we could watch that. I really didn't care for Pray for the Devil. Yeah, that was one of those movies that I wasn't going to see until I heard something about it. You've said that, and now I've watched one review online, and then somebody that I'm friends with on Instagram, they said the same thing, that it was boring and it was not good. So I'll definitely skip that and maybe watch it streaming when it comes out. So yeah, I'm just trying to conserve a little money. I'd rather buy a movie as expensive it is for my wife and I, or my wife, son, and I to go to the movie to see something these days. You can buy 2 or 3 movies for the price of that. So that's kind of crazy. But what time is it? It's 9:56. So I'm going to wait till 10 o'clock to start this thing up in case anybody joins us. If not, I guess you and I'll just be watching it. But I popped me some corn. I put it in one of those cool little dollar store containers. So I did some Dollar Tree hunts this past week. It looks like it isn't. Somebody told me the official drop was going to be next week, like the 5th. But each of my stores put out like one new box. So I was able to dig in and get a couple of new titles. So I got some videos to edit. I posted a review of Clerks 3 today on the channel, if anybody hadn't watched that. It ended up being a little better than I was expecting. I didn't think it would be very good. So I did that. I've got the horror pack for October that I opened yesterday, and recorded a video of that. And then the weekly movie hunt is up. I did one last drop by a Spirit Halloween, and I posted that. And if people's Spirit Halloweens are like mine, they're going to be full price tomorrow, and then Tuesday they'll go 30%, sometimes 50% off, and then they'll go 70% off on Tuesday. So I figured I'd give somebody some ideas. I know a couple items I'm going to go back in there and watch. So we got T-minus 3 minutes. So what you been watching other than Pray for the Devil? Yes, what you said, Pray for the Devil, Doug. Because the stuff that I've watched, I've went ahead and recorded a review of. I did watch Nope when I got the steelbook of that, and let's just say I thought that movie was hot garbage. So anybody's watching this now, that's kind of a preview of what I'll say if I decide to review the movie on the channel. I did not like that movie at all. I kind of liked Get Out, and I kind of liked Us, and Nope was nowhere near as good as either one of those movies. So hey, Doug, would if we were to watch something next week? Would you watch if I could post a link in the description of the stream for either All Hallows Eve or Terrifier? Would you like to watch those? I thought it'd be cool to kind of watch those in order so people could talk about them leading into, once Terrifier 2 is streamed and everybody's watched it, we might could talk about that on a live stream. But either way, so we got 2 minutes and I'll be starting Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Watched My Grandpa's a Vampire, was an RA movie, was a bit cheesy. I don't know that I've ever heard of that. What was that on? My Grandpa is a Vampire? That sounds kind of weird. I did watch two fan films recently. Vengeance Bloodline, Vengeance 2, which is a Friday the 13th fan film about Friday the 13th Part 6 type action continuing. And then I just watched My Special Boy, which is kind of like it between somewhere around the time period of 2 and 3. That happens, and that wasn't bad. The production value on that one obviously is a little low. The other Doug that used to join us all the time in the chats has been chatting with me. He was asking me about the Dollar Tree stuff too. So if anybody gets any Dollar Tree titles or whatever here in the next week or two, let me know. I've already got the movie queued up. So when 10 o'clock hits, I'll go ahead and hit play. We can go ahead and start it. So if anybody joins, this is for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 that's on Netflix. I figured this is really short. It's like an hour and 23 minutes. If we do these watch-alongs, I figured it'd be cool to watch something that's an hour and a half or less. So I don't know. I know Halloween Ends was a little long in the tooth. That was almost 2 hours. You said Al Lewis is in it? Is that so? How old is that movie? All right, it's 10 o'clock. So anybody that joins in, what I'll do is once I see a couple people come in, I'll give them a timestamp. I got to get my earbuds ready so you guys won't hear the movie. So I think we're about ready. I'm going to go ahead and start it. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So I got the Netflix logo on there. And there it's starting. You got that from Severin Films. I'll check it out. I've never heard of it. And I know this movie, I will say that it was kind of shit the first time I saw it. Second time I watched it, I thought it was a little bit better. So I'm hoping maybe it'll grow on me a little bit. The funny part about it is one of the videos that got me some traction for the first time last year was where I heard somebody talking about this movie and giving a general description of the test screening, and I ripped it, and I got like 1,000 views on that, like pretty quick. So this was a pretty polarizing movie, kind of like Halloween Ends has been. Oh, Dougie says this is his second time. What'd you think of it first time? I kind of like this intro. It's weird. I guess they didn't want to say it was a VHS. It says play DVD, but funny enough, it's playing on the television in that guy's service station. So why couldn't it just been on TV? I like that Polaroid there. I made some fake Polaroids in my review of this. My wife's got one of those little mini Polaroid cameras. I like that they got John Larroquette back from the original intro. That was cool. So what do you guys think of the intro of this? I think it's a good way to start the movie. I wish his mask in this looked more like one of the masks they showed there. That's one of the problems I've got with it. It sucked because it didn't make sense as a sequel. Well, it sort of does. Like, we can talk about that as we go. I like these little keychains. Or is that a lighter? No, it's a corkscrew. Sorry, I couldn't remember. It'd have been more interesting if it had been like a knife or uh, a lighter or something. A corkscrew's kind of silly. Who wants a corkscrew that's always out? Hey Jeff, there's another Texas Chainsaw movie. It's the one that it's on Netflix. They made it. It debuted like earlier this year. That's what we're watching. So we're like 3 minutes and 7 seconds into it. You got Netflix? You can put it on there and watch it with us. This is the one. It's a direct sequel to the original, so it's kind of like what they did with Halloween 2018, where they're just forgetting all that other bullshit happened from the other ones. Like, how did he end up where he's at, and what happened to his family? Dude only looks like 40. You talking about this dude? No, he don't. He looks old. He's supposed to be about like Michael Myers. He's like 65. You just don't see his face good. This is the part to me that was kind of cringe at the beginning that made me not like any of these people that are in the movie. How this is where we are in the world right here, the way this girl who the fuck in the world says something like that in public with somebody that's got a gun on his hip. Yeah, so that beginning scene just makes me like wish that her and that boy she's with, both of them would get killed in the movie. Collecting hobbies, Maximum. Have you seen? So you haven't seen this Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Do you have Netflix? Yeah, they don't really explain how Leatherface ends up. But my guess is his family died or they separated. They don't really say. Maybe it was after the events of how Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, because several of them got killed. So, but either way, he ends up in that orphanage as like a man child, and that woman takes care of him. No, I don't have Netflix at the moment. My neighbor has that though. I'll see if he wants to watch it this week. It's a movie or a series of episodes. It's a movie. It's about an hour and 25 minutes. They came out earlier this year. Um, I'll tell you where we're at right now. It's a group of like internet entrepreneurs, millennials, like, in their 20s, whatever you want to call them. They buy like Harlow, Texas is supposed to be where they're at. They buy a big, like a dead city almost. It's gone under, and they're going to renovate it and make little small businesses and start like a little, I don't know what you want to call it. The dude, the redneck guy, calls it a cult. No, I think he did grow up there. Like Leatherface goes to that orphanage because he has no family to stay with, and he's like a man child, and so they treat him that way, and she keeps him there, and he like helps her, and he's ends up just staying there once the orphanage closes. Yeah, Gen X, is that what they call them now? I thought Gen X. So one of us looked that up the other day. What's Gen X? What's the difference in millennials and Gen X? Gen X. Gen X is from 1965 to 1980. That's when you're born. So I'm Gen X. Millennials is anybody born from 81. It's Gen Z, Generation Z. That's what these people are. Millennials were born from 97 to 2012. 81 to 96. Generation Z is from 97 to 2012. Yeah, Gen X. Sounds familiar though. I had Netflix earlier this year. Yeah, it was one of the bigger movies. It was pretty polarizing too. Most people didn't like it. Yeah, Gen Z. Yep, you're right. It's Gen Z. So the girl right now is saying to her, telling the cop her grandmother was born in the little town that they bought. So it's obviously, I won't spoil it now, but there's a reason it's near where Leatherface grew up, was staying in the first movie. And to me, the only reason they got these guys, they're trying to be good for the environment, start their own little area. They drive in this electric car, and it's actually like a Tesla. It's self-driving. Anybody that sees this or hasn't seen this should know that obviously that plays into the ending of the movie. That car. I just didn't understand what the concept was. Even if they get a big group of people, and it's probably no more than 20, 30 businesses there, if that 20, that even if they sell them all out or whatever, there's nothing around it. It's in the middle of nowhere. So where are they going to stay? Where are the houses? So they're talking about opening up restaurants. They got an old movie theater there. There's an old movie theater near the city where I live that's been gone. They had a little fire and it's been gone for the last 30 years. I wish I had enough money where I could buy it and renovate it. That would be cool. So she said there's 7 hours by car from basically what you call like regular society. So the redneck guy, if anybody, did the grandma or something come to the loony bin and take their kid back? A bunch of them break out. That's Leatherface. That was the prequel. That at the end, one of the kids ended up being the Leatherface that ended up growing up into the Leatherface. And that was not the grandmother. That was actually his mother, Leatherface's mother. You're a millennial. You're born from 81 to 96. So I need to quit bashing because we were in our management meeting at work and I was talking about millennials. It's Gen Zs that I can't get to do shit at work. They don't want to do anything. They want to work remote. Nobody wants to do any manual labor anymore. Okay. 94. You're born in 94? Jesus, dude, I didn't know I was that much older than you. If I shaved off my gray fucking beard, I told my wife I think I'd look a lot younger. So they get to this one house and it had this, well, it's an orphanage. It's got a Confederate flag hanging out front. So they said, obviously this day and age, anybody shows up, you got a building with a Confederate flag in the front of it. Everybody's going to freak out. So they're trying to remove it. See that picture right there has got Leatherface, whatever. I don't know what his name is in this, Bubba. but he had his face scratched out, so you couldn't see it. So here's the old lady that shows up. I get along with older generation. I've been told I'm an old soul. I'm just old. I forget this actress's name. Is it Alice Krieg? Craig something? She played like the Borg in the Star Trek movie, that the female Borg, whatever Star Trek that was the First Contact. I don't remember anything else she was in. All right, so I'm old and I don't know anybody that's watching this with us. The reaction that this old lady has, is it really as racist as this guy is making it out to be? Or is it because she's old school and just doesn't know any better? Like, is he the one that's also intolerable? What kind of feel do you have for this guy? See, he's all shitty from the very beginning. Yeah, like even if he disagrees with her, who talks like that to somebody in their own house? He seems very entitled. You know, the first time I saw this, I didn't like the main actress there. I thought she was the same way. But the second time I watched it, I realized that she was a little more tolerable than the guy was. In the photo, they make it look like he's a kid in the first movie. Now go back and look at it. He's the adult standing. He's the tall one standing next to the old woman in the photo with his face scratched out. You just can't tell. He's older. He's basically like an adult that's helping her with the kids, even though he's really. There he is. He needs special care. So that boy leaves and goes out and calls the cops. They gave him that business card, I guess. So the sheriff has to be the ambulance. Would you want to like build a town here where it's got like doesn't have any like resources as far as ambulance coming to get you, any of that stuff? Here's the other thing I thought was funny. So they throw that Confederate flag down over there on the ground, act like it was such a big deal to get it. But then the bus is there and this is all going on. Nobody ever goes over to get it. So to me, it would be just as bad for them to walk by and see it laying on the street than it would be to have it hanging up. I'm glad what happened to her at the end. Yeah, the only thing is, she does come around a little bit, but I was laughing. I think if you watch my review, that's one of the things I said in it, is that everybody that dies in this, other than that guy, the redneck guy, I was almost like rooting for them to die. And I think that's funny that most people in a horror movie, that's what we do, is we sit around and root for the people to die. Like almost like you root for the bad guy. That's kind of weird. If the whole idea was insane, why did she come with her to begin with? Everybody in this is just so insulting to the other people around them. It's like everybody is so entitled, like the main group anyway. I feel sorry for any of the people they hornswoggled into coming to this place and investing. It is. You know they didn't film this in the U.S., right? Anybody who's watching this, they filmed it overseas to be really cheap, and that's why I guess they had the concept of the little town that was away from everything, so you didn't have to see that it really wasn't in Texas. I kind of feel sorry for him too, because think about it. Leatherface from the first movie is almost a victim himself because they make the people stupid, so you want them to die. I cared about the people and see no evil more than this. Yeah, but Leatherface is almost like a victim himself. He's obviously not there, doesn't have all his mental capacity, whatever you want to call it. She said he was slow, and basically the people in the family convinced him to do what he did in the first one. This is pretty gruesome right here. This first kill. Oh, and then he kills the guy with his own fucking broken arm, sticking his bones in his neck. Oh, I do think that's a pretty good, that's a unique kill. Conveniently, though, the guy gets shot in the neck. Boom. Does that look like Texas? I don't know. But so then let's say that none of the other movies happen and he's been staying here, Leatherface, this whole time. He was minding his own business, and nothing would have happened if these people hadn't come in and acting like the way they were and started something with his, quote unquote mother, his adoptive mother. Hey, brother, what's going on, Cody? We're watching this sexy Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. Where are we at? Where's my app? Close to the 20-minute mark. Yep. The girl in the front looks like Margot Robbie. Yeah, she does a little bit, doesn't she? I didn't pay attention to that. For all its flaws, I still really like this movie. If you watched my review, I went into it kind of like with a lot of hate because I'd already read pretty much the whole plot. And then I didn't really like it a lot the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it and then I reviewed it, it isn't as bad as I remembered. Like I said, it's got a lot of bad characters and some bad writing in it. The plot isn't that bad though. It's got some really good, unique kills in it. I do think that they kind of shit on the Sally character a little bit though. I didn't like that. But it's so many bad Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. It's kind of hard not to like this one, or at least a little. Hard to believe this came out this year. Yeah, I know, right? This year's been weird. It seems like we came out of COVID, and I hadn't gone to the theater much, obviously, before this year, and It seems like it's been so long ago since I first saw this movie. The movie I'm dying to see is hopefully will be out on Friday. You talking about everybody keeps claiming that they're gonna finally make another Friday the 13th movie. It would be awesome if it did come out next year. Heart disease killed her. Has anybody ever seen that main girl right there? Anybody seen anything else she's been in? I don't particularly like her. She looks like she would so she said, yep, that's what I was thinking, Friday the 13th. Hopefully we will get another one. You think you want it as a fresh reboot, Friday the 13th, or would you rather have it like this as a continuation off of one of the plot points of the other movies? So what I was saying is I was laughing. This main girl here, she looks like she would be a daughter of or granddaughter of Eugene Levy from the American Pie movies. Is The Company of Wolves any good? Dude, it's been so long since I've seen that, but I remember liking it. But I haven't seen it in so long. That's what Cunningham said. What did I say? What did Cunningham say? Oh, you talking about Sean Cunningham? Yeah. Hopefully that's what we'll get, man. I mean, I like the 2009 Friday the 13th. So, I mean, it had some flaws, but I mean, it was way better than some of the other reboots. And this movie, for as bad as it is, this Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you have to admit, dude, after the second one, which even the second one isn't a lot of people's cup of tea, because it's so different than the first one. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Leatherface, Next Generation, that Leatherface prequel that Collecting and Hobbies Maximum was talking about. There's been some really bad Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. So in context, this one, I like this when he's cutting his skin off his mother's face and gonna use it as a mask. That's pretty wicked. Now I will say though, the idea of the way he got the mask is good. The mask looks like shit in this movie. I hate it. Have you watched the new Puppet Master, Dr. Death? No, I haven't watched it yet. Somebody was talking to me about that last night because they were saying, Full Moon will do that thing where if you sign up, you get the free box set of movies, and every year they do it. You get a better box set because they keep adding movies to it. And they were like, yeah, it's not even complete now because they just released a new Puppet Master movie. Have you seen it? Is it any good? I was telling Doug earlier, I watched Nope from where I bought that this week. That movie was hot garbage. I all but two Next Generation sucked in this one, but this isn't all that terrible. No, it's actually pretty decent. I mean, compared to those, it's still not great. I just hate the characters. You would think they'd write some characters that you care about them killing. Like, that's a cool shot of him ripping his mother's skin off and holding it up to the sun. But the idea that he's looping her skin, I guess, around his ears to hold it on, and it looks like it's drooping and melting off his face the whole movie. As far as Friday the 13th, she says reboot, I guess. Hey, I like that Alexa Bliss avatar you got there. They could tell the story of Pamela up to the beginning of the original. I think it's called the 13th Friday, though. Yeah, have you seen any of those Friday the 13th fan films I was talking about? There's the one that just came out called My Special Boy, which is about, and it's got Pamela in it and Elias a little bit. And then there's one, Vengeance 2 Bloodlines, that's got something that happens after like part 6, and it's got Elias, his father, in it. It's like the fan films are doing a better job keeping it going than the actual producers of the movies. It debuted Friday on Full Moon Streaming. It's about 50 minutes long. The last 10 minutes are great. Only 50 minutes? Why is it so short? I'm out of popcorn already. It's just like a theater. I got this in the mail this week. I subscribe to Fangoria. You get it like way cheaper than it thing's like $20 now at the store. But I signed up and I get it. I don't know if it's right here or not. I think I get it for like $6.66. And I get the special cover. It's got Halloween ends on it. The regular cover doesn't have Halloween ends on it. I've seen most of the fan movies. Have you seen either one of those? Did you watch My Special Boy? It debuted this past Friday night. Too bad this girl died. Yeah, no, I'd rather have her in the movie here than any one of those other two main characters. Why didn't she just go ahead and jump out the window? The first time I saw this, I remembered. Put my glass on real quick. Her death is one of the ones that's basically the CGI isn't that great. You can kind of see it, but that's fine. I got this. This is just stuff I had laying here. Like I got this cool little mini poster of Smile when I went to see Black Adam. Has anybody seen Smile? Do you have any of the Puppet Master replicas? What do you mean? You mean the statues or actual puppets? Because no, the only thing I've got is I bought the NECA figures, and then I bought the couple of ones that they released in like VHS style packaging, and it came with the little action figures. If it debuted in the last 2 days, and probably not, I'll check it tonight. Yeah, it's not very long. It's like right over an hour. There's nothing tremendous. It's called My Special Boy. I'm gonna review it on the channel, I think. Because it's got some people that I wouldn't say that I'm friends with. I mean, I'm acquaintances with them on Facebook and horror groups. So I know it's really done by fans, and they didn't have a lot of revenue to spend on it. So you got to remember that when you talk about fan films, it's made by fans with not a lot of money. You wouldn't die that fast. I got that poster a while back. Wasn't that great? Was expecting more. Yeah, I'm waiting on Smile. I have a way to watch it. Let's just say I'm not going to say how without going to the theater, but I've held off watching it so far. Like the one-on-one rep was a full moon. No, I don't have any of those things. No, I never collected anything like that. Closest thing I got was I got the Chucky and the Bride from Spencer's back 20 years ago when they had that movie came out, whenever long it was ago, and Spencer's had it on sale for 50% off at Halloween. I got both of those. I don't really collect anything like large. I don't have a lot of room for that, so I'm assuming they probably be like yay big. I'm more of an action figure guy because they can be stored away easier. Hey, she did the review of the movie. Hey, this is bullshit. I just don't like the way they portrayed Sally in this movie exactly. I don't mind the actress. She's the one played in Mandy. And there's something else I saw her in. She's a good actress, but the way they wrote the Sally character just doesn't really work for me. But inside whether to buy Spirit Halloween on HD or get the DVD. Oh, I watched it. That movie is not good, brother. Buy it the cheapest way you possibly can. I was expecting a little more to it. My mini review is it's a total children's movie. There's nothing in it that would really satisfy adult horror fans. So if you're going into it thinking that it will, I think you might want to wait. Just get it the cheapest way possible. I guess a good way to put it. I sent you a pic of them. They're 12 to 18 inches tall. Let's see. Are these on you? Are these yours? You already have these? They're kind of cool, man. Man, my wife kicked my ass if I tried to buy those things. I do like them though. They look kind of cool. I don't remember her in Mandy because she wasn't a main character. I think it was Mandy. It was something. Let me see what movie it was. I might be remembering wrong. She played Mother Marlene in Mandy. Yeah, she obviously wasn't Mandy. Christopher Lloyd have more than a cameo in it? Nope. He basically is in the first, not the very first scene, but one of the first scenes, and then you hear his voice in some of the spirit things that are in the store. But I mean, he's probably ain't even in 5 minutes. Yeah, I got a 6 shooter and pinhead coming for half price. That's a good deal. Yeah, I was thinking about ordering a couple stuff from them, but my money's tight until I get paid. It's just bad timing. I didn't have anything extra I could spend this week. She was in it as the store lady. Yeah, I remember she was in it, but I didn't remember what role she played. It's just awful convenient, this scene here in this movie, that she was able to easily find the key that goes to the box that's got the deed in it. I mean, I guess you got to move the plot around pretty quick. See, now she's growing a conscience. She realizes that they stressed that woman out and killed her. What's his name? Dante. Yeah. This is kind of cool here when they show him with the in the house for the first time here when you see him in the reflection of the bottom of the pot. That's kind of cool. I ask you guys, somebody I was watching that yeah, there he is. WAP. Oh, I was watching that 101 scariest moments in movie history off of Shutter, and I haven't watched all of it because I don't like the way the presentation, the way they're doing it. But somebody was asking me what I thought the scariest movie was. I don't know whether it's because I'm desensitized or whether I've studied how they make movies so much or what, but I don't know that I really get scared from any movie now. I get kind of creeped out when I see realistic violence, like somebody, cutting somebody with a scalpel and it looks real or something. But like the violence in this, is either CGI or cartoony. None of that bothers me. And so I was going through those movies that they had, and I was like, half of the ones, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Half of the ones that they had in the top 10 weren't scary movies at all, to me anyway. And I don't even know really anymore what I define as scary. I finished the 101 series the other day. It was okay. It wasn't really moments though. Yeah, here's my thought about that real quick. They'll have one person starting talking about the moment, and you're like, oh, okay, like in The Exorcist, they're talking about the moment where her head spins and her mother throws her mother across the room for the first time. Then they'll add somebody else in there, and they're talking about the rest of the scene and how the priest comes in and all that stuff. And I'm like, that's a totally different scene. The same thing with The Shining. They did it to where it's when Shelley Duvall's character confronts him for the first time and he's been typing, and then they show another scene in The Shining. And I'm like, well, which damn scene are you talking about being the scariest moments? It was very confusing. Dude got to the house really fast, must have teleported. Yeah, that's true. This scene's kind of sad. He's in his mother's room, I guess he's got her face on, so he's gonna go ahead and put her makeup on. Did you get the Giallo set from Sterling you ordered? Actually, I did, and I recorded the unboxing. And I'm in the middle of editing it because it's right here. You talking about that one? That's one of the reasons I didn't have any extra money. Is I ordered that. That was kind of like my extra. I got my YouTube money 2 weeks ago, and I bought that with it. So he signed the top of it. I was impressed that I actually made enough money from YouTube to buy something decent. So hey, man, I'm getting there. Chainsaw starts and still has gas in it. Yeah, that was my thing. Number one. So this house obviously didn't exist. I mean, existed prior to him coming there, although not the house, but the house part of this building. So when did he actually have time to put it back there and sheetrock it back up and put that old ass wallpaper over it? That didn't make any sense. And plus, like you said, there's no way that the gas in that thing would start after, like, what has it been back in there, like 20 years? Probably the first set that I don't think I will order. I didn't order it from them. The only reason I got it is David Sterling directly contacts me usually right before one's coming out, and then he'll always try to cut me a deal if I unbox it on my channel now. He actually said that in one of the releases that he's got coming up, yeah, like right here, this chainsaw has been in the wall. Look at this. Who put it in there? How long has he been here where he would have hidden that in the wall? I don't know. I didn't understand this whole section here. But either way, yeah, David cuts me a deal now. He said one of his releases he's got coming up is going to have one of my unboxings on it as a special feature. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I know I'm not big time, but you never know, man. I'm growing slowly. Yeah, it's probably been like 40 years, right? But the chainsaw was in that wall. He knew exactly where it was. I guess he plastered over it when he hid it in there. And then here's the classic scene, obviously, right here. Well, I was laughing with somebody too about talking about this movie. And we said that this is one of the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies that actually has a massacre that's supposed to be happening in Texas. A massacre of, killing more than one person at a time. Yikes. So he's got a big smile on like the movie Smile. That bitch would be running. She's just standing there. Hey, look, we made the algorithm. We got Sex Chat 69 site. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. That's awesome, man. Congrats. Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys helped me out. Did you get the WWE Ultimate Edition Alexa Bliss? Yes, I did. I got it when it finally showed up in Target. Probably 2 months ago, maybe. You're in the algorithm. Yeah, I know, man. I had to block some porn messages. Yoo-hoo. LOL. Yeah, the funny thing about that is, I don't have a lot of traffic right now. Hopefully we'll get more as you guys invite people maybe. But the last couple that we've done, especially like that live stream when Halloween ends, I got like, 100 how many views? It was way over 100 views just after the fact. Yeah, one of them had like 200. So I'm starting to get up there to the point to where, other than that one one I got the least views on is the one I got a copyright claim on. They copyright claim me on because I've showed the Halloween Ends trailer during a live stream and I was commenting on it. And then I sent it to them for, I sent it to them to review, and then they still denied me. Think Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas? I don't know, man. He kind of looked like he was just Bray Wyatt behind that mask the way he sounded to me. You ever run out of room for your collection? Do you just rotate things? I sell quite a bit. Like I've sold, if you look on eBay in the last 6 months or so, when I think I've described this during one of the live streams, when I started getting more movies and the channel started going that way, I've sold quite a bit of none of my vintage toys. A lot of the stuff I got behind me, like especially one of my cabinets, is vintage toys, like my superpowers, some Star Wars, stuff like that. I'm not selling that, but a lot of my wrestling figures and stuff that I bought, I've gotten Mattel Elites all the way back from when they started, and I sold quite a few lately for a decent amount of money. But I'm starting to sell those. I just don't have room, like you're saying, to keep everything anymore. I just keep the stuff I like. Wouldn't be surprised if Bo was involved, but doubt it for some reason. I don't know. At first I thought Bo, and watch this right here. Stabbed him in the neck. This guy right here takes a beating. Talking about Michael Myers. So he got his leg broken in half with a sledgehammer. He just got his neck slit open with the glass from the window. He's still alive, trying to show her the keys that she's going to need. And then on top of that, he's getting ready to get sledged in the head. Wow. And even though that's CGI, that right there, and I think it's one more. I'm talking about one more they show. Right there. That looks pretty wicked, dude. That's pretty cool. Anything you regret buying? No, not really. Most of the stuff that I've bought, I know has resale value to it. Movie wise, I don't really care because I've bought out a Hollywood Video movie store, almost the whole store one time when it was going out of business, 50 cents each. I think I bought 200 movies. But each one of those, like that one in particular, they had 2 movies that I bought in there that I sold for $50 each and paid for everything I bought. So, what I regret is that I wasn't able to afford a bigger house when we got married and moved in here, and that I wished I could keep more, but it's probably good. It makes me pare it down. It's just stuff. I mean, as I've gotten older, I don't have as much, what do you call it? I mean, I like movies just to have them available because I'm always scared that digital is going to go away. Like you can't buy this movie right here. That's one of the things I fear about streaming is because at any time they could take it away from you or they could edit it down. When Blockbuster went out, they had everything for $1 and I went to town. Yeah, I bought a bunch at the Blockbuster, but I missed out a bunch. But Hollywood Video, I knew the guy that worked there. And he told me the last day they were going to have it and stuff would get marked down to like 50 cents each. And I went in there. They opened at 10 a.m. and I took my lunch early and got there. Like I went into work super early so I could get off early. And I show up and it's another older lady in there. And she starts over in the children's section and she brought like this big gigantic container and she literally takes her hands and starts wiping movies off the shelf into her container, whether there was multiple copies or not. So when I looked at that guy and he said, look, dude, she's going to probably buy out the store. So I went and got some boxes from him and I did the exact same thing with the horror section. I literally just took everything and wiped and put it in a box. And then when I got up to the front, he let me take a lot of the dupes or the ones that are really damaged. So I bought that store out pretty much of anything good that I liked. But yeah, she was going to be a reseller. I bought a shelf that day and put them all on it and kept them for a while. I can't even get people to buy movies I want to sell or my Screen Factory Halloween posters. Yeah, dude, you got to be patient. I've had the stuff I've had on eBay. I've put stuff on eBay and then it's been on there for 4 or 5 months and then finally it'll just randomly sell. Um, in the last 90 days, I've sold 70 items on eBay. So, it's random. Some stuff you have to just leave on there and be patient, or be willing to take bids or buy it nows. I mean, best offers. I mean, I don't sell any, but yeah, I do. I do both. I usually put some stuff that doesn't have a lot of wiggle room. Like if I got a figure and I know that I paid $20 for it and I can sell it for 100 on eBay, I'll do it. But if sometimes I'll go into the Facebook groups and offer it for like 25% off of that, so I don't have to pay any fees. And if it's somebody I know, I don't have to pay the PayPal fees either. But it's hit or miss. If I need to make money real quick, though, I'll usually load up eBay on a Sunday afternoon and sell 10 or 20 items during the week. Action figures in the boxes take up so much room that I'm starting to sell a lot of those. Yeah, I know. You got to have something that's worth a decent amount to even make a good amount of money on eBay. The thing I like about eBay, though, is if I sell something on a Monday, 24 hours later, when the money clears, it goes straight into my bank account. I do direct deposit off of eBay. Yeah, I haven't done Macari yet because they don't pay you until the person actually gets the item and leaves feedback. Oh, I like this part where she gets knocked down up under the basement. This is kind of cool. And he starts cutting through the floor. But I've been selling on eBay since 1998, so I got a pretty good reputation, and I know that I ship well. So I probably had less than 10 people try to return stuff or say that I did anything wrong with the transaction since 1998. So I like it, like I said, because you can get the money fast. That's pretty cool. Now, the funny part is when he hits his shitter pipe. I'm a good buyer. You are? You're a good buyer? Are you a good seller? I consider myself to be both. You remember was the first one or the second one? When the first one, when he chopped through the door and they were busting his chops and they were like, "You busted the door." Can you imagine if that guy was still alive in this? He'd be like, "You fucked up the floor. Sewage pipe." Blah. Dude, she would be vomiting at this point. Where's cousin Eddie? Shitter's full. Get Leatherface. I'll be back. My battery's dying. Hey, that's cool. No, because I can't afford to lose when I bought it full price. Well, like I said, I'm not selling anything on eBay that's not worth way more than what the value is. If I'm just going to sell something to get my money back, yeah, I don't do that on eBay. I'll sell something on eBay that I paid 20. I had a Rocky ring from the figures that I bought for $5 at Rose's 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I sold it for $70 on eBay, and I know I won't get but like $58 or something like that, but I'm willing to do that because I only paid $5 for it. If I sold it on Facebook, they're going to expect me to knock 25% off anyway. So, and I can get the money immediately, like within 24 hours into my bank account. That's a cool shot there with him in the doorway in the bus. It's got some cool lighting in this part too with the bus. Here it comes. Yeah. But even if he didn't open the door, he could get into that door pretty damn easy. Speaking of Cousin Eddie, Christmas Vacation comes out. Yeah, I saw that. I need to read a review of that, man, because I remember when that movie first come out on Blu-ray, that very first Blu-ray of that, the transfer was not good. It was grainy as hell. This is pretty menacing with him coming up on his bus like this. I kind of assume that this scene is more like what you would call it's a satire of our society, satirizing our society. Can't try people recording everything and saying he's going to get canceled. And he's like, yeah, right. Cancel this. I would be climbing over the seats once the chainsaw is inside of somebody. I mean, those people are dumb. They're going to the back of the bus like it's going to do any good. I'd be climbing over damn seats. That's a cool kill, lifting them up in the air. I like this one. Is it where he gets the girl? That's the guy he saws in half. Ooh, that's pretty gross. I like the one where he saws through the guy and then goes over and gets the girl, like, almost like you're having sex with a chainsaw. They made the trailer look more funny because he didn't die. Yeah, I know. She's remembering the school shooting. I think that's a subplot that didn't even need to be in there. I mean, they didn't do anything with it. Speaking of shitters, that's how they're hiding in the shitter. That dude's like, I've already got cut half in two, and now you're sawing me on the floor. Look at all that blood. Man, he is mowing through them. People with missing arms and legs. This is a good scene. Here it is. He walks over to her, got that chainsaw through that guy's crotch. This is when he gets that girl as she's going out the halfway out the window. Even though it looks, you can really see the CGI pretty good right there. That I like that shot though. I thought that was kind of cool. And then her got her guts hanging out of the window. Let me check my headphone batteries, make sure I'm not gonna run out. Usually it tells me. I don't know. I only got one in. Wow, that's loud. I'm glad this movie's getting some love. Saw NECA's releasing a figure or two. Yeah, that's kind of cool. like I said, it's not terrible. It's not quite as bad as everybody made it out to be. I think it's kind of like Halloween Ends, where it's got good concepts, but the follow through is not the greatest. I'm doing my ranking video of Halloween movies that I'm going to drop hopefully tomorrow, so you guys will probably be surprised at some of the order I put some of those things in. Cody, what do you think of the portrayal of Sally in this? I just think they didn't do enough with her. If you're gonna waste a legacy character, bringing her back, you should have done more with her, especially knowing what happens to her in the movie. Oh, and Cody, if you're on here, you weren't here at the beginning. I was looking at trying to figure out something cool that we might could watch next week if we wanted to do this again. Because I mean, I don't have anything else planned, at least until I do something different. I found, where's my history? There's somebody has All Hallows Eve, the first movie, and Terrifier, both where you can just stream them off of YouTube. So I was thinking about doing All Hallows Eve. They added her in during a reshoot, and you can definitely tell she wasn't needed for sure. Yeah, they just waste her character. They should have done more with her. But what I was saying is, though, you can watch All Hallows Eve. Somebody's got it on YouTube available to stream, and the picture quality looked pretty good. And then they've got the first Terrifier on there too. I'm thinking about putting a link in there and like watching those. Jeff, because wasting money. What's going on? Appreciate you stopping by. We're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 2002 movie. If anybody wanted to join in, we're at I can't see. We're at the 59-minute and a few seconds mark. Sally's looking at the picture of her friends and talking to Leatherface, asking him, does he remember her? Yeah, I'm good with those. I still need to watch it. I watched Terrifier 2. It's going to be available tomorrow on Screenbox, and I think you can get that for the first month for $5. And they've got both Terrifiers on there. I went ahead and subscribed to it, and then I ended up finding a way to watch Terrifier 2 without it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna post. We'll do All Hallows Eve, and I'll put the link to the YouTube video. Hopefully, they won't kill the video. It's been on there for a while. I've had it saved. It doesn't look half bad. So yeah, we can we'll try to watch it next week. That's your introduction to Art the Clown. Then we can watch Terrifier. Maybe we'll get a few more people if we get a movie that's actually good. I like to do a movie. I think I'm going to do a video because a lot of people don't know that art existed before Terrifier. I was thinking about doing a history of the character video. See, there should be a Showgirls. Oh God. I mean, I don't mind watching Showgirls, but I think that'd be a tough watch. Definitely make fun of it. I know you're kidding. I saw that, LOL. But can you imagine if that was available where everybody could stream it? I've sat through Showgirls more than one time. That was the shit back in the day because of what's her head from being from Saved by the Bell. I don't need my old ass 65-year-old Leatherface running either. See, if all she was going to be in it was these few minutes, this is such a waste right here. I wish they'd have had her do something more impactful. And picking her up and sawing through her, there is no way she would still be alive. That's kind of cheesy. Yeah, I know. Showgirls, absolutely terrifying. That would be like one of the scariest movies we could watch. She had shorts too before All Hallows Eve, didn't he? Or did they use those? They used them for All Hallows Eve. We could talk about that. See, that'd be one of the cool things to talk about. And I could get lay down the foundation if I wanted to do a video. See, I was hoping that they would save the redneck guy to be one of the ones that helped them at the very end. To like, even though he redeemed himself by helping, I thought he got wasted a little bit. Instead of having Sally in the movie, you should have saved her for like in case because according to what I read, they want to do a trilogy and this will be the first one and they've got 2 more planned. If you're going to do that, to me, Sally should have been the main character of the second one. Like when he, goes home at the end, Sally should have been the character that comes back and maybe you showed her looking at the newspaper of what happened here, finding out what happened in this movie, and bring her into the second one as the main character. She got fully wasted in this one. See, they should have me write the shit. Run, Forrest, run. They threw Sally in after he. Yeah, I know they did. They gave her the Laurie Strode treatment, but they didn't need to. Like I said, they could have had her in at the very end and then had her as the main character in the sequel. It's Netflix. It's not like they don't have the money. You can't outrun a 65-year-old dude carrying a big ass heavy chainsaw. There is no way she would still be alive. There is no way, and The Rock means no way. Sorry, I don't know why that popped into my head. I just had to say that. Don't run. Texas Chainsaw was really cool. Only the first 2. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, historically, the first 2 are good, but I've shit on this reboot or requel. I mean, too many times. It's actually got some decent kills in it, some decent parts. If you're coming here at the end, we're at the hour. What about an hour and almost 6 minutes coming up? So it's not much. It's only like 17 minutes left. He's a beast. Yeah, I know. But even Michael Myers won't running around in Halloween Kills, dude. He's walking everywhere. A friend of mine was asking what we were watching, so I was trying to find. I'm gonna post my link. So this was kind of cheesy, like having her basically get caught in the car here at the end. Good evening. Hope you're doing well, Jeff Man. Appreciate it, Mr. Old School. We're watching the end. Got about 17 minutes left of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre requel. You got the two girls, basically the two final girls, if you want to call them that. Everybody else is pretty much dead. Just wasted the character of Sally, literally wasted her and then wasted the character in the movie. My friend was like, I still haven't watched that. And I'm like, well, you should have watched it along with us. I told him we were doing it. Here's my thing. These are supposed to be the buildings, right? That they were renovating and selling and all that kind of stuff. This building here has got so much problems. It's got a damn swimming pool busted in the middle of it, and the floors are all broken through from the floor above. Well, I mean, what building was this going to be? Who in the hell would have used this building for anything? Have you watched Rob Zombie's Brothers movie on Shudder? No, I haven't. Somebody told me it was good and I should watch it. So it's on my list of movies to watch on there. I heard it was good though. Heard it had some good gore in it. But like this part here, like I was saying, it's got a big ass gigantic pool of water in the middle of the floor. It doesn't really make any sense to me. Is that from the rain? Is it flooded? Is a pipe burst? See, I think the writing in this is just a little lazy. Is a good way to put it, I guess. Would the chainsaw finally run out? Why did it just stop? This movie probably would have been better if it had her running around the whole movie with him trying to kill her and then running into other people. And that Saw, after all these years, cranks up on the first. Ow. Cranks up on the first time. That's awful convenient. And I was kind of sitting there when I was watching this first time. I was like, I know she's not going to be the one that dies. She can't be. She's still having PTSD from that school, I guess. She should have been like Allison in Halloween and just yelled, just do it. Anybody got over the shock of Halloween Ends yet? Are you still pissed about it? That's a pretty cool looking scene there with him holding the chainsaw, over his head. And how many damn shotgun blasts is he going to be able to take? Everybody talks about Michael. And to look so cool and to try to be such a badass with a chainsaw, that's what you do with it? You clip him under the chin with it. Really? Why don't you go right into his chest with it? It makes no sense whatsoever. Nobody knows how to go for the head shot or the kill shot, like we were talking about in Halloween Ends. somebody needs to cut his damn head off. Like at the end, and Halloween Kills during that fight, tag him, shoot him in the head. I mean, that's kind of a cool shot of him going down in the water, but how deep could that damn water be anyway? I mean, it's in the basement of a house. It's kind of weak. At least she's honest. Says no. Did everybody else die in this? They did die, right? They're the only twos left, right? They need a lady with the iron from Kills. Yeah, I know. Show up. If you're going to hit him under the chin with anything, hit him under there with that iron like a lady brought from Halloween Kills. Is that the redneck guy's hat? No, that's Sally's hat. Sorry, that's Sally's hat. The best part of this movie's coming up, the end. This Texas Chainsaw was a real doozy, man. Was it ever released on DVD, Blu-ray? Nope. Because Netflix, most of their movies, if they make them and don't just distribute them, if they have a hand in making it, then they usually don't get a physical release. There's a couple of online resources you can go where people try to release good quality copies of them. That's pretty epic. I like it. I was not expecting this to happen right here in the ending, other than I'd heard it was a rumor that might be how it ended. And then the damn smart cars just driving her away. That's pretty classic way to end it. I don't know. And then this music in the credits, I'm not a big fan of. I like how they put in like the light bulb shot in there, but it seems too modern for me. I wanted something more old school. So what did you guys think? I will give you this. It's short. It doesn't like outstay its welcome. It's over pretty quick. Yeah, he's taunting her. I like the fact, yeah. Y'all come back to see us now, you hear? As he's holding up her sister's head. I don't know. Like I said, it's not quite as bad. There's an after credits. Yeah, there's one little scene here that, like I said, I think this should be where you introduce Sally. But they don't. It's not too much to it though. But I'm not a huge fan of these credits. The way they do them. Like I said, too modern for me. The guy that played Leatherface was pretty good, though. I give him credit for that. I mean, he looked the part. It's just most of all the characters were unlikable, and you didn't care about anybody in the movie. Even the final girl. I mean, I kind of more felt sorry for her. I wasn't than I was rooting for her. Is it happening right here? Legs itching. Where is it? Is it all the way at the end? This is like torture having to watch all of this. So what'd you guys think? It isn't as bad as most people lead you to believe. If anybody's wondering, that's not all Red Bull. I got something a little extra in there. They could have made the characters likable for sure, but I still enjoyed the movie. Yeah, like I said, I think it was more. It's kind of like I felt with Halloween Ends, once I watched it, some of it is your expectation going into the movie. Um, Maybe your expectations just a little bit too high. Um, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is such an iconic franchise, just like Halloween. But I think a lot of the people that I'm seeing shit on Halloween Ends are people that are not like me who've grown up with the franchise and watched it. I would legit listen to somebody that was my age complain. I'm watching a lot of these 20 and 30-year-olds who only watch the movies for Michael Myers kills and nothing else, bitch about how he's not in it. And I'm like, you don't even know anything about the Halloween franchise and all that. Same thing with this. I didn't grow up with it, obviously, because I was only a couple years old when the original one came out. But I've lived through this shitty franchise, dude. The ones I did watch were Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Leatherface, Next Generation. Those movies are horrible. And you get something like this, and it's more like your expectation, I think, is what messes up. It's kind of like, is there going to be another? I think I said earlier, I read an article that said that they had a trilogy planned, and that in reality, this did pretty well for them streaming wise. So they said it could be 2 more coming, but I haven't heard anything official. That bus scene is a perfect example of how freaking stupid this generation is. Yeah, I give you that. But I also like the fact that it's more like a satire of it, because then all of a sudden he takes care of all them and is like everything that they really can't do anything about it. It's more like them standing around commenting about it. And that's what people do today. Like there's people with that petition for Halloween Ends trying to get it reshot. I mean, he showed it to John Carpenter, and John Carpenter even said it was a good movie. So there's no way they're going to reshoot it. If they do anything, they'll just sell the rights and do another movie. Why would they reshoot Halloween Ends? I know there's somebody online that's selling a copy of Halloween Ends where they cut out all the Corey and they make it seem like it's Michael doing all the killing, and they said that it's a much better movie. But I mean, you only end up with probably like a 45-minute movie at that point. But I do like the fact that bus scene is the actual a full massacre where he just kills. I don't know how many people you think on that bus. I need to watch the dead meat description of this to see how many damn people he kills. And I did not realize the end credit scene was all the way at the damn end credits. So either way, I was asking somebody. So if any, Mr. Old School, I don't know if you heard earlier, I'm going to post, I'm going to go ahead and probably post it on Monday or Tuesday. We're going to watch next Sunday. We're going to watch All Hallows Eve, which is the first appearance of Art the Clown. So right now, and it's been on there for a while, I've got a link on YouTube that somebody's got a pretty decent quality stream of the All Hallows Eve movie so we can watch, and we can stream it all together off of YouTube. And then I thought the next one after that, we could obviously do Terrifier, because there's one of those on there too. Go figure, probably if we plan that, somebody will end up taking the stream down, but it's been on there for quite a while. So hopefully we'll leave it on there. I'll post the watch along, and in the comments, in the description, I'll put the link to where we can watch it. So so literally the end credits is all the way at the end credits. If you had to go to the theater and watch this, and this is all you get for an end credit scene, so how far away was he? Must not have been too far away from home, because he's literally walking back to the house from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I guess is what they're inferring he's doing. So there you go. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. We survived the massacre that is the Netflix TCM. So I appreciate you guys watching it, and hopefully anybody that watches this later will get a kick out of some of the stuff we talked about. I find it cool that some of these streams. I've watched back and watched some of the people. I'm going to check it real quick to let you guys know. Yeah, there is a stream of All Hallows Eve, and it looks pretty good. It's got subtitles. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna bring it up on the on my YouTube app, and we'll check out the quality of it. I will. Always fun talking to you, brother. You too, man. Yeah, if you guys, I'm gonna load this up. Give me 1 second, real quick. If it looks decent on TV, we'll watch All Hallows Eve because I can give you guys the YouTube link and we can just watch it together on YouTube. Give me 1 second. I can't see this little writing without my glasses on. You don't think you can watch it again? Were you talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Oh man, it ain't signed in. My TV didn't signed out. Either way, I'm pretty sure it's going to work. If it does, watch out. Do you guys see? You hate subtitles? Well, no, the movie is in English. I'm watching it. For some reason, it's also had subtitles burned on it, so I don't know. But no, it's in English. You don't have to watch. It's not going to be dubbed like it's a foreign language. Why did it log me out of my YouTube app on my TV? I can't see shit. So yeah, we'll do that. If you guys watch out for the link, I'll put it out there and then share it around because that might be a fun one to watch. I'll make sure it's in English language, and even if it's got subtitles, it doesn't matter. For Halloween, gonna watch Haunt with my dad. Bought that collector set. That is a really good set. I need to get new glasses because I can't see shit on my phone versus my TV. That's the joy of getting old. DC. All right, let's see what this thing does. I just had to link my pop culture account to my television. I don't know why it wasn't, but yeah. So I'll make sure that it's in English, so that way we can enjoy that. It's weird. The subtitles don't match what they're saying, so this will be fun as hell to watch. It's like they translated it from another language and put the subtitles on there. I don't know, is it? If it's not on a stream, but I figured one of the problems we got is we have to get it on a streaming service that oh, he said retarded. You can't say that. Is you have to have it on something we all have. And I know when I was doing suggested Hulu for one of them, a lot of people said they didn't have Hulu, and I might be why we didn't get a lot of turnout. So I wanted to make sure that everybody had access to it. I know it's going to be on that screen box that if people sign up for Terminator, Terrifier 2, you'll be able to watch it there. But I mean, it's on YouTube, and like it looked good. It looked great on my TV. I got a 55-inch TV back there. It looked good, other than it had subtitles on it. The subtitles though didn't match what they were saying though. It'll be funny. To get off topic for a bit, just curious if you ever got into the show Prison Break. I recently rebought all the seasons off eBay. Looking forward to revisiting it. I watched it when it first came out. I think I watched the first season, and I don't know, for some reason I just didn't get into it, so I didn't keep watching it. I might have watched more than one season. I'm not sure. Does anybody know if All Hallows Eve is on a streaming service? Is it on Netflix? I guess I should have looked while I was there. I don't remember seeing it on there. and he might not have it on there because of Terrifier and stuff coming on there. I don't see it on Netflix. Google it. See if you see it, Doug. That would be an awesome one to watch because we can make fun of it. And like I said, if it's got those bad, hey, it's on. Is it on Tubi? I don't know. Tubi's got commercials and shit in it, though, right? So, what do you guys? You want me to post a link to this YouTube? This YouTube link, like I said, that's got this weird subtitles on it, but it's in English. Or do you want me to post the Tubi link? Because if we watch it on Tubi, make fun of what? Make fun of the movie. All Hallows Eve is kind of cheesy, and we can make fun of the what the streaming. I mean, the subtitles say because you'll see them. It's burned onto it, so it doesn't 100. It's small at the bottom, and it doesn't always 100% match what they're saying. It's like somebody is trying to translate the English for somebody for some reason. I'll put the. Let me see if I can. Give me 1 second. I'll post a link in the chat if it'll let me. Hold on a second. You can see what I mean. Copy link. I think it'll let me do this on here. Bear with me. All right. So what I can do, like when we do this, is I can pin it at the top. So look at the pinned message in the chat here. See this link? Look for that link. How about the show Oz? You ever watch that? Yeah, I kind of liked Oz. I didn't get into it like, as you might say, religiously, but I did like it. I remember because back in the day, I didn't have all the premium channels, but I did have HBO. Pretty much anything that was on HBO, I watched. So yeah, I really liked Oz. But I posted the link to that. I think it was the All Hallows Eve in the chat. So copy that link there and check it out. Because like I said, I think it's going to play in English and it'll just have those weird ass subtitles on there. And then I was also thinking we could do one week we might could do a what do you call it? A public domain movie like Night of the Living Dead, and I might could actually put it on the screen and we could watch something like that because it might be fun doing some of those. We will do these first, and then we'll do maybe try to find some public domain stuff that we could all just stream off of YouTube. I'm not going to try to start that Terrifier up because and put it on here to test it because I'd probably get a copyright claim on that. I don't want to go through all that shit. But yeah, try it out. I think it'll work. But I watched Terrifier 2. It wasn't terrible. And I watched the other movie I watched this week that I haven't done a review for is I watched Nope. The Jordan Peele movie. Did not care for that one bit. Have you guys seen Nope? It is on Shudder. What All Hallows Eve is? Do you any of you guys have Shudder? See, we got to make sure. I mean, it's going to be hard to do it if we don't put it on a service where everybody can have access to it. I don't remember All Hallows Eve being on Shudder. Do you know if they plan on releasing the Dukes of Hazzard seasons on Blu-ray? I don't know. I used to love. I loved Dukes of Hazzard. But with sort of the controversy with the rebel flag and shit, and they pulling it off of television, I was surprised to see it in I was surprised to really see it in Walmart, like repackaged with the new. Well, you could do a free trial of Shudder. I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, I think what we could do is, hey, how about this? I'll post a link to the YouTube video, and then I'll also say if you have Shudder, then it looks like it's available on there, and you can watch it there. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Um, as long as we're all starting it at the same time. So we'll do All Hallows Eve. I don't see it on there. Well, I'll post the YouTube link, and if I find out that it's on anything else, we'll Damien Leone has got a Facebook page that I tried to join. Tried to message him. I was going to tell him we might do a watch along, but then I decided I didn't want to do that because if he ended up might getting the stream killed. I was looking at Cody's other picture he sent me. He's got all these cool I guess I don't think he's still on here. He's got the Puppet Master toys that are like the size replicas of the real ones. That's cool. If I had somewhere to display that, I'd like to get those. But just so you guys know, Cody won my Dollar Tree giveaway, and he sent me the picture. He was unboxing the movies. He got one of those big Dollar Tree tubs. They kind of match, the popcorn thing I was eating out of earlier. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know what count I'm up. I haven't checked this week. We're at 1663, so probably at 1800 I'll do another giveaway. I'll remind you, Doug, if you're still on here, because I have AMC Plus. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do the YouTube link. Shit, if it's not on there, we'll just bullshit about something else. But I thought that was kind of cool. So, all right. Well, if you guys share that, if you guys know anybody, I like doing these, but we don't get a lot. It's like I got no traffic on Friday night, and then all of a sudden I switched it to Sunday, and we got really good traffic last week. Man, we had a dozen people in here or more, and then this week we didn't have as many. So I don't know what the hell's going on, what the best night is to do this, or but I have fun when we do this, and so I want to keep going. So if you guys know anybody that you think would enjoy us bullshitting with us, invite them and play along with us as we watch a movie or do whatever else we do in the future. But I was just looking at a post. Somebody was talking about Nope. I've got an idea for a video of that I think would be funny. On Amazon Prime, you can rent it for 99 cents. Well, that's what I'll say in my I'm jealous of you guys in the States. We don't get the movies at our Dollar Tree locations in Canada, unfortunately. We went about 2 months. If you notice on my channel, I didn't post a lot of Dollar Tree hunts. And then they come in waves. I live in a rural area in Virginia. And I was just showing, I don't mind sharing with you guys. There's only a couple people here. But one of my other followers who doesn't come on here as much as they used to was asking me if I found any movies. And I did find a lot of movies this past week, and I'll just give you guys here's a stack, one of the stacks. This was out of 2 different Dollar Trees. The Blu-rays were mostly from one. I found that many movies, a couple good ones. They had the movie Stars Born, It. I got those to use in giveaways. Neighbors, the new comedy. And then I got quite a few at a different one. The Last Warrior, Darkest Hour, Once Upon a Time in Venice with Bruce Willis, Kidnap. And then in the next store, I got that 4-film shark collection on Blu-ray. I got a movie called Encounter, Exit Plan, Mind Games, Cage Fighter. It's got Dean Ambrose in it, or John Moxley. So I found quite a few. So check out a couple of videos will be coming up on the channel. I think I've got my ranking for Halloween is going to post tomorrow or Tuesday for all the franchise. And then I got a couple other movie reviews that I got to post. So mine doesn't get anything. Yeah, mine didn't for like almost 2 months. And then each one of them this past week, when I called, they had gotten a box and one of them got two. And that was it. And then, dude, they just took them out of the box and crammed them in the fronts of the old boxes. So what happened was it was real easy to find them. When you'd walk in, you'd see the new titles, and each one had about 5 or 6 in the front of the boxes. And then the rest of the box was the old stuff. So it was really easy. And then I guess the couple people locally got pissed because they know that I go around, I got within less than 5 minutes of where I work, there's 5 Dollar Trees. So it's real easy for me to get there. How many more Bruce Willis movies are coming? I know I was making fun of that in one of my movie hunts, where he retired because of his, health. And then every week there's a new Bruce Willis movie showing up at Walmart on the shelves. This one is actually that one that I was showing you guys. What's the name of it? Once Upon a Time in Venice. That's a couple years ago. That's an actually pretty good movie. I've seen it streaming before, so I was pretty happy to find it, to own it in my collection. So either way. So where were you? You're in the Canada? Is that where you said? That's cool. Hey, I appreciate the support all the way from Canada. So either way, Mr. Old School, I like your name too. Old School is a really good movie. I picked up I Killed a Giant and Nightshade, The Devil Never Sleeps. Yeah, I think Nightshade, wasn't that one of the ones I got? I think it was. I don't know. What is Devil Never Sleeps? Ontario. The WWE's coming back to Canada finally for one of their shows coming up, one of their pay-per-views. So I thought that was kind of cool. What pisses me off about the Dollar Trees is I get that horror pack, and here lately, every once in a while, there's one of the there's some of the Dollar Tree titles end up showing up. So I guess they end up buying it in bulk, kind of like and that's why it was so cheap, because of the Dollar Tree. Is getting similar movies. So, all right, either way. All right, guys, it's kind of late, so I think I got to work tomorrow. I'm not off like I was last time. So I think I'm getting ready to head off of here unless you guys got any questions. If you do, don't forget, look up here at the top. You can hit me up on Instagram and Twitter anytime you want. Ask me anything, anything you see in my videos, or if you guys want to recommend I do anything on the channel. Have the ones I buy, I've never get around to watching them. Yeah, I've been randomly just throwing them in there as I'm editing videos and doing other stuff. So either way. But I appreciate Doug. I appreciate you coming back. And like I said, if worst case, we'll watch that stream All Hallows Eve next week, and watch out for some new videos that I'll be posting on the channel. I work at 7:50 in the morning. Yeah, I got to get up about 7. I usually get to work between 8:30 and 9. So I pretty much work 9 to 5. Sometimes I've went in a little late and stopped by Dollar Trees on my way to work. So I appreciate you. And you're like an hour behind though, right? Because it's like 11:30 here. So I'm getting tired. Take it easy. I'll make it as often as I can for the watch alongs. Yeah, just stop by anytime. Anytime you want to ask me anything, hit me up on Instagram. That's real easy to get me, JEFFMAN316. Post a comment while I'm still new. I try to answer every comment on my videos. So if there's anything you ever want to need or want to request, that's all you got to do. So hopefully next week, like I said, we'll enjoy All Hallows Eve and can talk about, and we can talk about Art the Clown together, and I'll make a pretty cool thumbnail, because that way maybe we'll get more people coming by the chat. So anybody, I'll go ahead and I'll do it official. Anybody that watches this later, I know this was a watch along for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but support the channel in any way you can. You guys that are watching, make sure you throw a like on the video, because it helps. Support me. If you now or later watching this, I can get super chats, or you can do them live or afterwards. Anything that's ever been donated, and I have actually gotten donations here recently. Anything on the channel, I do invest right back in the channel for more content. And what did I just do? 10:42 right now. Yeah, you're an hour behind me. So, yep. So have a nice night. Yeah, I appreciate everybody that came by and supported us. Spread the word. Let other people know. I'd like to get, more people in here chattering. We had quite a few more people last week, but that was fine. The movie was a little longer. This movie was shorter, so we're getting off here a little early. So, as I always say, until next time, boys and girls, this is JEFFMAN316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying, you guys be safe out there. Join us next Sunday for All Hallows Eve. I'll post a link when I post the live stream thread.
Mr. Mayor, Chief, ladies and gentlemen.